A Step into the Past Volume 13 Chapter 3 Book 13 Chapter 03 The Female Warriors. Under the gaze of nearly 100 female warriors, Xiang Xiaolong and Lord Chongping entered the main hall led by Ying Ying. Xiang Xiaolong has the perfect body, tightly dressed in a simple warrior suit. Except for the dirty mark on his shoulder, he strolls in gracefully with his right hand on his sword hilt and his left arm swinging by his side, almost like a modern male model striding down the catwalk. Everyone in hall could not help but be mesmerized by him. The women warriors who attacked him earlier realized that it was Xiang Xiaolong who is the dream man of many Xianyang ladies. They were especially taken aback. Ying Ying went back to her seat. Before she could sit down, another beauty next to her jumped up and whispered into her ears before resuming their seats together. Xiang Xiaolong, Lord Chongping, Lord Changwen, and Ngu were seated at a table full of dishes and wine. Lord Chongping sighed, "Thanks to Xiaolong's presence, we brothers have finally fulfilled our sister's demand." Lord Changwen was disappointed. "Why didn't Xiaolong bring talented Lady Ji and let us have a look at her? Big brother said he reminded you." Ngu smiled, "Xiaolong. Now you finally got a taste of how irritating they are. Luckily, I have to leave the city for my duties. I shall pass on this burden to you. Good luck." Xiang Xiaolong is already burdened with countless worries and sadness. Now, as he is facing these three friendly and sincere men in a place filled with young, passionate girls, his accumulated stress began to go away. Finally relaxing, he grabbed his wine cup and was about to drink when Ying Ying's voice rang out behind him, "Don't drink wine. Otherwise when you lose, you will say that we are being unfair to you." Xiang Xiaolong was surprised and suspicious. Holding back his wine cup, he turned around and questioned, "What does drinking wine have to do with winning and losing?" The whole hall quietened down. Ying Ying and the pretty girl seated with her came in front of him, both putting on the airs of a spoiled and stubborn character. Behind him, Ngu sighed, "Xiaolong should know their prowess by now. If they attacked openly with a fair fight, I will lose without a single complaint. Somehow, they have so many tricks up their sleeves and I was taken by surprise every single time." The beautiful girl stared at him and giggled sweetly. Her mouth curled up with a proud look. She plainly stated, "Dear Generalin, I had regarded you as someone important in Xianyang City. HNG. Since young, you have always been repudiating. Commander Xiang is not like you and will face our challenges bravely." Xiang Xiaolong looked back and exchanged a helpless grin with Ngu. Lord Chongping came to his ear and whispered, "They called themselves the Royal Reviewer. Hey! They joked that generals promoted by the Qin court has to undergo a second review with them to prove their worthiness." Ying Ying impatiently cut in, "The Xiaolong will now compete with Danner in wine drinking." When she mentioned Danner, she arrogantly pointed to the pretty girl beside her with her thumb. Xiang Xiaolong's eyes landed on Lu Danner's petite face and began to scrutinize Lu Gong's stubborn granddaughter. Lu Danner's eyes matched his gaze. She has a nice smile and her eyes are glowing with happiness, mischief, and arrogance. But she is indeed pretty and does not look a day over 16. In these ancient times, it is a marriageable age. But just looking at her wild and formidable aura, a weak husband will be unable to control her. Compared to Ying Ying, she is shorter by half a head. She has a well-proportioned body and did not have any excess fats due to constant exercise. Any normal man who saw her will be aroused. Like Ying Ying, they are energetic, lively, and full of enthusiasm. With healthy complexions and white glowing skin, they are truly alluring. However, Ying Ying is slightly more appealing than her. Scanning her body next, Xiang Xiaolong lowered his gaze and caught sight of her full and perky chest. While he was secretly praising the full bosoms of Qin ladies, Lu Danner's face reddened and she looked down. Ngu and the lords laughingly retaliated, "Ha! Danner's face is red with embarrassment. What a rare sight." Ying Ying was astounded and glanced at her partner. Stomping her feet, she called, "Danner! Lu Danner shot a vicious look at Xiang Xiaolong, who has embarrassed her, and denied, "Who is embarrassed? It is because the weather is too hot. Bring the wine." At last, Xiang Xiaolong is fully familiar about these female warriors. They are just troublemakers in Xianyang City. As most of them are related to high-ranking officials and are spoiled by nature, they are able to terrorize the commoners without much repercussions. Several giggling young ladies came in carrying a few jugs of wine. The battle is about to begin. Ngu came to Xiang Xiaolong's side and smiled, "How is your alcohol tolerance? This lady's liquor capacity is not something to laugh about." Xiang Xiaolong was curious, "Why do we have to hold a drinking contest?" Ying Ying stepped forward and proclaimed, "Wine drinking is a man's forte. We want to challenge you men in your best forte. Understand?" Ngu produced a spitting sound and barked, "What are you so proud about? You wanted to get Commander Xiang drunk and then compete with him in martial arts. When you have won, you will brag about it. I know all your dirty tricks." Lu Danner is bitter about Ngu embarrassing her earlier and arrogantly retorted, "You are our defeated opponent, and how dare you speak like that? You lost in the last archery contest and blamed us instead of your own incompetency. What a loser." Ngu faced Xiang Xiaolong with an agonized smile, "Now you should know what I mean." Xiang Xiaolong could only smile weakly in return. The imposing Ying Ying commanded, "Except for the contestants, everyone else return to your seats." She led her warriors back to their seats, leading by example. Lord Chongping whispered before he left, "Good luck," and returned to his seat with Lord Changwen and Ngu. Slightly fearful of Xiang Xiaolong, Lu Danner sat down and raised the wine jug in front, commenting, "Let's drink up our share of wine and compete our archery skills in the rear garden." "Quick! Why are you hesitating like a woman?" The female warriors burst out in laughter and made all sorts of jeering noises. Xiang Xiaolong felt his own tummy and realized that he had not eaten a single meal today. It is a taboo to drink wine on an empty stomach, and he is bound to lose. He hardened his resolve and shot back, "Such an impatient little doll. You have already lost to me in terms of patience." He purposely looked at her chest again and walked towards Ying Ying. Sitting down opposite her, his stomach began to rumble. Ying Ying raised her eyebrows and implored, "Since when did you last eat something?" Everyone in the hall laughed loudly. Xiang Xiaolong could not be bothered with her and started eating. At the same time, he was puzzled. Ngu is a great drinker, and how could he lose to a young girl? Suddenly, he was inspired and thought about the bar girls in the 21st century. Their drinks are always diluted to earn more money and also to prevent them from getting drunk. Remembering this, he turned back and returned to the AA battleground. Sitting down across her, he conveniently placed his wine in front of her and pointed to the jug she is hugging. He demanded, "I will drink your wine and you will drink mine." The entire hall quietened down. Lu Danner was flustered and shrilled, "The wine is the same. You drink your own wine." Ngu laughed loudly and jumped up, exclaiming, "I see. I see. No wonder I lost the last time." Lu Danner is so furious her face became red again. She shot an angry look at Xiang Xiaolong before giggling out loudly. She put down her wine jug and slipped back to her seat. Ngu and the two lords cheered loudly and received the victorious Xiang Xiaolong back to his seat. Xiang Xiaolong has never seen them so excited before. All the girls are laughing so hard they can barely sit straight. None of them felt guilty about their trick being exposed. Ying Ying and Lu Danner had a quick discussion and came up to their table. Ying Ying declared, "So it is considered a draw." Lord Changwen is confused, "Xiaolong has obviously won. How come it is a draw?" Displeased, Ying Ying retorted, "Second brother has eyes that cannot see. The mark on Commander Xiang's shoulder is left by my boot. Isn't this a draw? To determine the winner, we must have another round of competition." Ngu was curious, "What happened?" Ying Ying stubbornly interrupted, "Don't deny it if you are a man. Come. We shall compete on strength. Xiang Xiaolong was taken aback. Compete on strength. Ying Ying charmingly smiled. Of course we must compete in everything. I dare you to say AA women are weaklings in the future. Finishing, they returned to their table. Lord Chongping advised Xiang Xiaolong, do not underestimate her. This woman possesses brute strength. Not many people in Xianyang City can win her. Xiang Xiaolong noticed a huge woman coming out from the crowd and a girl bringing out a long rope and another girl drawing boundaries on the floor. It looks like a game of tug-of-war. Xiang Xiaolong was baffled. Women are limited by nature to be weaker than men. Even if they have a large body, they can defeat common men but not martial arts practitioners like Lord Chongping. He unconsciously looked down to her feet and saw some sort of talcum powder scattered on the floor. He guessed it is another trick and suggested to the huge lady, to prevent cheating, I suggest we take off our shoes before we compete. The ladies became silent and there is a strange expression on their faces. As if this is the first time she saw him, Ying Ying stared blankly at Xiang Xiaolong for a short while. Stomping her feet, she hissed, exposed by you again. Why can't you give us a break? Even her two brothers are stunned by her stubborn behavior. Before she finished speaking, the ladies were laughing uncontrollably and the atmosphere is very cheerful. Amused, Xiang Xiaolong went back to his seat. The three men are laughing so hard that their stomachs hurt. Ngu held his breath and barely spoke out, what an exciting night. All my frustrations have been vented out. Lu Danner yelled, stop laughing. Everyone stifled their laughter. Lord Chongping challenged, what other tricks do you have? Xiang Xiaolong understood that these females are just troublemakers who use tricks to ridicule men. They do not have any ill intentions and there is no real damage done. Thus, the people of Xianyang tolerated their antics. Lu Danner proclaimed, we have competed on tricks and Xiang Xiaolong has won. Now, we will compete on real abilities. Ngu snorted, what is there to compete? Can you defeat Wang Jian? Xiaolong fought Wang Jian and it was a draw. You better save your breath. Come. Danner. Sing me a song and let's see how much you have improved. Lu Danner made a face at him. Displeased, she remarked, previously, we are testing if Commander Xiang is an IDI-0T like you. Now we are playing for real. Ngu was speechless. Xiang Xiaolong smiled, we can compete in anything but I must choose the topic. Otherwise, forget it. Lu Danner invited, let's hear it. Ying Ying dared not underestimate Xiang Xiaolong anymore and kept tugging Lu Danner's sleeve. Lu Danner softly assured, we need not fear him. It is now the three men's turn to laugh and jeer, making the situation extremely lively. Xiang Xiaolong raised his wine jug and drank 2 large mouthfuls. The scorching wine entered his throat and he was reminded of Shan Rou. Grieved, he sighed loudly. Lord Chen Guen leaned over and whispered into his ear, is something troubling Xiaolong? Xiang Xiaolong shook his head and summoned his courage. Facing Lu Danner he began, first, you can send anyone you want to accept my challenge. This person will represent your group. If she loses, then your group has lost. In the future, you must not harass me with other competitions. The ladies gathered together and discussed in secret. They dared not let down their guard against him anymore. To the three men, he commented, shoot the horse to capture the man, catch the bandit king and the bandits will succumb. Watch and see. Ngu praised, Xiaolong is so capable and vented the frustration for all the bullied men of Xianyang City. The ladies have concluded and Ying Ying stood up. Puffing her chest, she declared, if we're fighting, I will be your opponent. But you can only hit my sword and my body. If you happen to injure me, you will not be able to compensate. Xiang Xiaolong is already aware of their unfair and stubborn ways to achieve victory. Expectedly, he exclaimed, you will be fighting me? That's wonderful. Let's have a wrestling match. Every girl started to protest. Ying Ying is so angry her face turned red and furiously state, "You are so demanding." The three men clapped loudly and cheered in approval. Ngu seems to have plenty of deep grievances. He chortled, "After the wrestling, Sister Ying has to leave the female army and marry into the Xiang family as Xiaolong has touched every part of your body. If he does not marry you, then it will really be hard for him to compensate you." Xiang Xiaolong began to recognize how open the people of Qin are when talking about such matters and was slightly regretful. If he made Ying Ying fall in love with himself, he will have plenty of headaches in the future. On the other hand, he felt very excited and it was like he is flirting with girls back in the 21st century. Lu Danner righteously spoke, "If this is the battlefield, weapons will be used to fight for survival. This is just a banquet-friendly match. Must we watch them wrestle like that? Obviously not." The girls begin to protest to help Ying Ying and they are noisier than the marketplace. For a while, it was chaos. Xiang Xiaolong let out a long laugh and gathered everyone's attention. He solemnly mentioned, "When fighting a battle, every method has to be used. When you want to capture an enemy, you may have to use some tricks. Are you going to tell the enemy that no wrestling is allowed during the fight?" Everyone was humored and broke out into laughter, forgetting their differences. Infuriated, Lu Danner stomped her feet and screamed, stopping the laughter. However, some girls continued to chuckle in the background. Xiang Xiaolong kept forcing his way, "Bring me a mat. You girls mentioned that whatever men can do, you can do better. Stop your whining and stop embarrassing yourself." Ying Ying held back her own laughter. Shooting him a dirty look, she swore, "You are good, but this is not over yet. We will temporarily retreat and show you the might of our Qin female army at a later date." Dismiss. The four men stared in amazement as all the girls left the hall simultaneously. They did not look angry but were still giggling, showing that they have a good impression of Xiang Xiaolong. The four men were elated and drank to their heart's content. It was 4 am when they reluctantly concluded the banquet. Xiang Xiaolong left with Ngu. As they traveled down the street, Xiang Xiaolong recomposed himself and officially asked, "There is something I need to bother brethren." Riding beside him on this quiet street at night, Ngu smiled, "I get along with Xiaolong very well. Just call me Gu. Tell me about it. As long as it is within my abilities, I will do my best." Xiang Xiaolong noticed their escorts are not too far away from them. He lowered his voice, "I want Gu to help me seal the border leading to Chu and arrest every messenger from Qi." Ngu was slightly shaken. Xiaolong wants to attack Tiandan. From his quick thinking and intellect, Xiang Xiaolong is certain that Ngu did not take any shortcuts to earn his former rank as the head of the palace guards. Xiang Xiaolong continued in a low voice, "That's right. The real person I am attacking is Lu Bue. The Crown Prince and Lu Gong knew about this too, but this is a huge secret. Brethren may verify with them on this." Ngu assured, "Why bother? Will Xiaolong want to harm me? Leave this to me." After a short contemplation, he offered, "I have a plan that can cause the two armies of Qi and Chu waiting at the border to retreat by more than 10 miles. I wonder if it would help." Xiang Xiaolong was mystified. How can Gu accomplish this? Ngu confidently revealed, "The Qin-Chu border is an uninhabited, mountainous area. No one knows where the border line is and we assumed the river from Sanchuan is the dividing line. We can pretend to clash with their armies and I will meet the generals from Qi and Chu for a truce. To show goodwill, everyone has to retreat by 10 miles. This way, when Tiandan leaves our border, he must still travel some distance before he meets up with his own army. Even if the Qi army receives word and presses near to our border, we can use the excuse that they have crossed the border to surround them or chase them away. This will make it easy for Xiaolong to execute your plan. Hey! Qin is afraid of no one." Xiang Xiaolong was over the moon. Finalizing the details with him, they went on their own ways. On the way home, Xiang Xiaolong once again experienced the uncertain feeling of whether this is a dream or reality. He was once a homeless scavenger and now he is the top favorite subordinate of Qin Shi Huang. Moreover, he is battling the powerful left premier Liu Buwei and even planning to kill the legendary Tian Dan. What a feeling! Like an invisible hand, fate is guiding him flawlessly to create history based on the history he learned. But history did not mention anything about a man named Xiang Xiaolong. Why? What is his ending? He could not help but feel muddle-headed.